AGM through video conferencing. Thank you for joining us virtually today. I greatly appreciate your taking out the time to attend this AGM. Since the requisite quorum is present through video conferencing for the AGM, I, as chairman, call the meeting to order. All the directors of your company are present at the meeting through video conferencing, except Mr. Darius Pandol, independent director and chairman of the Nomination and Remuneration Committee, Stakeholders Relationship Committee, and the Investment Committee, who has sought leave of absence due to pre-commitments. Now let me introduce our directors. Chairman of the Audit and CSR Committee and authorized member of NRC, Mr. Ranu Vora, independent director. Other independent directors, Ms. Malvika Sinha, Mr. Dhananjay Mungale, Mr. Amit Riyani, Chairperson of the Risk Management Committee, Ms. Avni Davda, independent director. Managing Director and CEO and authorized member of Investment Committee, Mr. Ram Praveen Swaminathan. Non-executive, non-independent director and authorized member of the Stakeholders Relationship Committee, Mr. Naveen Raju. Mr. Kedar Adri, partner of Deloitte Haskins & Sells LLP, the statutory auditors, and Mr. Makarand Joshi, partners of Messrs. Makarand M. Joshi and Company, the secretarial auditors, are also present at the meeting. The company secretary of the company is also participating in the meeting through video conferencing. I now request Mr. Jignesh Parekh, company secretary, to take us through the regulatory matters and general instructions pertaining through the AGM.
Thank you, Dr. Anish Shah. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I welcome you all to this 17th Annual General Meeting of Mahindra Logistics Limited. Shareholders may note that this Annual General Meeting is being held through video conferencing in accordance with the Companies Act 2013 and circulars issued by the Ministry of Corporate Affairs and SEBI. The facility for joining this meeting is made available through video conferencing for all the shareholders of the company. The company has also provided webcast facility to view the live proceedings of this annual general meeting on the company's website. Now an advisory for shareholders. All the members who have joined this meeting are by default placed in mute mode by the host to avoid any disturbance arising from the background noise and to ensure smooth and seamless conduct of the meeting. Once the name of the speaker shareholder is called out by the Managing Director and CEO, the speaker will be unmuted by the host to enable him or her to speak. Before speaking, the shareholder is requested to switch on the video and audio icon appearing on the screen. And if for some reason the member is not able to join through video mode, he or she can still speak using the audio mode. While speaking, we request members to use earphones so that they are clearly audible and it would also minimize any noise in the background. They are also requested to ensure that Wi-Fi is not connected to any other devices, no other background applications are running, and proper light is available to have clarity in video and audio. If there is any connectivity issue at the speaker's end, the host will mute such speaker and the next speaker will be invited to speak. Since this annual general meeting is being held through video conferencing, pursuant to the applicable circulars of the Ministry of Corporate Affairs and SEBI, physical attendance of members have been dispensed with. Accordingly, the facility for appointment of proxies is not available for this meeting. The register of directors, key managerial personnel and their shareholdings, the register of contracts, the memorandum and articles of association of the company, and the certificate from the secretarial auditors of the company on implementation of the company's ESOP schemes required to be kept at this AGM are also available electronically for inspection by the members. Members seeking to inspect such document can send an email to cs.mll@mahindralogistics.com, which is also mentioned in the annual general meeting notice. The notice of the 17th annual general meeting, along with the copies of the audited standalone and audited consolidated financial statements for the financial year ended 31st March 2024, together with the board's and auditors' report, have been emailed within the statutory timeline to all those members whose email addresses are registered with the company or Link in Time India Private Limited, the registrar and share transfer agent of the company, or their depository participants, and also to the other persons who were entitled to receive the same. Hard copies were dispatched to the members who have requested for the same. With the permission of the members, I am now taking the notice of the 17th Annual General Meeting and the board's report, which are circulated to all members, as read. As the statutory auditors report on the audited financial statements of the company and the secretarial auditors report for the financial year ended 31st March 2024 do not contain any qualification, comments, observations, or adverse remark, the same are also taken as read. As per the Companies Act and the SEBI Listing Obligation and Disclosure Requirement Regulation 2015, your company had provided the facility for remote e-voting to the members to enable them to cast their votes electronically from remote location. As per the timelines mentioned in the AGM notice, the remote e-voting facility was provided for 5 days, which concluded at 5 p.m. yesterday on 21st July 2024. Further, in compliance with the rules on e-voting framed under the Companies Act 2013 and the circulars issued by the Ministry of Corporate Affairs, voting at the AGM will also be conducted by the same e-voting system of NSDL, which was used during remote e-voting. The shareholders who have not cast their votes through remote e-voting process and otherwise not barred from doing so shall be eligible to vote through e-voting system during the AGM. Once the chairman orders commencement of e-voting, the vote tab on the screen will be activated to enable such shareholders to cast their votes. They can also cast their votes by clicking on the vote tab. Shareholders may please note that there will be no voting by show of hands. The results of the e-voting along with the scrutinizer's report shall be communicated to BSE and NSE, where the equity shares of the company are listed, and will also be placed on the website of the company and NSDL, and also displayed at the registered office and corporate office of the company within the prescribed timelines from the conclusion of the meeting. Mr. P.N. Parikh, or failing him Mr. Mitesh Dhabliwala, or failing him Ms. Sarvari Shah, practicing company secretaries of Parikh and Associates, have been appointed as scrutinizers to scrutinize the e-voting process in a fair and transparent manner. Now let's move to the agenda items of this AGM. There are 6 agenda items for approval of members today, comprising of 4 ordinary business and 2 special business, which are: Item 1, consideration and adoption of audited standalone financial statements of the company for the financial year ended 31st March 2024, the reports of the board of directors and auditors thereon to be passed as ordinary resolution. Item 2, consideration and adoption of audited consolidated financial statements of the company for the financial year ended 31st March 2024 and the reports of the auditors thereon to be passed as ordinary resolution. Item 3, declaration of the final dividend at the rate of rupees 2.50 per equity share of face value of rupees 10 each for the financial year ended 31st March 2024 to be passed as an ordinary resolution. Item 4, reappointment of Dr. Anish Shah as a director liable to retire by rotation to be passed as an ordinary resolution. Item 5, reappointment of Mr. Ram Praveen Swaminathan as the Managing Director of the company, designated as Managing Director and Chief Executive Officer, with effect from 4th February 2025 to 3rd February 2030 to be passed as special resolution. Item 6, payment of remuneration to the independent directors of the company for a period of 5 years commencing from financial year 24-25 to financial year 28-29 to be passed as special resolution. The objectives and implication of the resolutions proposed at the annual general meeting are already set out in the notice, the explanatory statement, and additional information forming part of the annual general meeting notice, and for the sake of brevity are not being repeated again. In case members wish to seek any further clarification, they may raise it at the question and answer session. I will now take you through the flow of the annual general meeting proceedings. The chairman will first address the members. Then, in accordance with Section 108 of the Companies Act 2013 and rules made thereunder read with the MCA circulars, he will order for e-voting to be conducted on every business to be transacted at this AGM as set forth in the notice. This will be followed by the question and answer session by the Managing Director and CEO. The company has received requests from some members to register them as speakers at the meeting. Accordingly, the floor will be open for these members to ask questions or express their views. The moderator will facilitate this session once the Managing Director and CEO opens the floor for question and answers. Those members who have not registered as speaker but still desire to raise any question may use the chat box provided on the screen. With this, I now request our chairman to kindly address the members.
Thank you, Jignesh. Dear members, throughout the year, we continue to be driven by a purpose of accelerating commerce and empowering our communities. We are dedicated to creating a positive legacy for future generations. This commitment is evident in our actions as we strive to build a better tomorrow. We envision providing integrated solutions by creating India's most comprehensive, multi-service and interoperable logistics network, accessible across all regions. This vision has continued and will always be the cornerstone of our efforts. Amidst challenging global events like the Russia-Ukraine conflict, the Red Sea crisis, and tensions between Israel and Palestine, countries worldwide are demonstrating remarkable resilience in managing supply chain disruptions and economic challenges. The projected world trade growth for 2025 is estimated at 3.6%, which is below the historical average of 4.9%. This is due to ongoing trade distortions and geo-economic fragmentation impacting global trade dynamics. We continue to observe a shift in trade flows across different geographies, which can be a vital boost for India. The economic outlook for India continues to be positive. India is poised to be the fastest growing major economy among the major G20 nations. Additional investments are expected to enhance roads, bridges, airports, and other vital facilities, thereby improving connectivity and efficiency. The Indian logistics industry is experiencing remarkable growth. As per Logimat India 2024, the sector is projected to surge at an annual rate of 8.8% to reach a staggering US $500 billion by 2030. As we aspire to lead this transformative growth journey, we are committed to leveraging our expertise and resources to drive innovation, efficiency, and excellence within the sector. The launch of the National Logistics Policy in September 2022, aligning with the PM Gati Shakti National Master Plan and other game-changing initiatives like the Unified Logistics Interface Platform and the Open Network for Digital Commerce, aim to enhance efficiency, reduce bottlenecks, and position India as an attractive global partner in logistics. Over the past few years, the evolving dynamics of the logistics sector have catalyzed growth. However, this last year saw a slowdown across the industry. While the auto and discrete manufacturing sector maintained its strength, several other end markets faced challenges. The e-commerce industry in particular experienced overcapacity. In volume growth, it led to capacity consolidation among major players. Weaker consumer demand in sectors such as durables, FMCG, and retail further dampened the demand for logistics services and solutions. Internationally, cross-border logistics faced reduced volumes and pricing pressures due to overcapacity and various global challenges. Despite these challenges, we remain confident that this is merely a transitional phase, and the long-term growth prospects for the sector are exceptionally strong. Our optimism about the long-term growth in the sector, coupled with our unique market position, continues to inspire and motivate us. We have a core belief that improving the productivity of supply chains requires a greater focus on integrating multiple services, thereby improving customer service, resilience, agility, and reducing the cost to serve. We are well prepared to capitalize on the long-term growth opportunities within the sector. In 2023, over 24% of our revenue was from integrated solutions. I'm also delighted to report that 60% of our top 100 customers utilize more than 2 services and multiple offerings from us. As of March 31st, 2024, we operated in over 19,000 PIN codes, encompassing a substantial portion of the country's economic activity. Our last mile delivery business serves over 6,000 PIN codes for our B2C fulfillment. Over 30% of our last mile business is now based on EVs. We also launched Pro Trucking, a high-performance network transportation offering for a larger customer base. We continue to expand our multimodal rail logistics for automotive and farm customers. In 2023-24, over 17% of the total volume for these customers was transported end-to-end via rail. We have made significant investments to expand our technology and digital capabilities. The development of the Logi1 ecosystem, so the release of a transport management system, warehouse management system, and other systems, which will be all integrated together to provide customers with higher levels of visualization and optimization of the supply chain. During the year, we added new multi-client and custom warehousing capacity and launched expansions in various areas. We added 1.4 million square feet of warehousing, including expansion of our multi-client facilities in 2023-24. We are committed to widening our network with new facilities of over 1 million square feet coming up in Kolkata, Guwahati, and Agartala. We also have expansions underway in Chakan, Talegaon, and Fulton in Maharashtra, totaling over 1.5 million square feet. We are steadily building a future-ready organization, expanding operational reach, upgrading facilities, and adopting sustainable practices. We are fully dedicated to incorporating ESG principles into our business operations. First, we focus on decarbonizing and building eco-efficient warehousing infrastructure. Second, we aim to decarbonize our transport offerings. Third, we strive to restore the ecosystems around us. These pillars drive our objective to achieve carbon neutrality by 2040, highlighting our dedication to environmental stewardship. Our investments in electric vehicles and advanced technology promote scalable growth and establish us as pioneers in environmentally friendly logistics. We are electrifying the last mile delivery space and building India's largest EV last mile delivery network through a comprehensive EV ecosystem, DEL. Our organization stands among the select few in the logistics sector, as validated by the SBTi, for our commitment to reducing carbon emissions. Furthermore, our company has the largest network of solar-powered warehouses across the nation. These initiatives reflect our approach to sustainability as we set the standard for fostering a greener and more sustainable future. Logi1, our integrated technology ecosystem, gives our customers real-time end-to-end visibility of the supply chain on a single platform. It also enables us to be a strategic partner to them by allowing us to configure, optimize, and execute the supply chain requirements with accuracy, efficiency, and excellence. Through Catapult, our incubation program, we nurture startups and drive innovation in the logistics sector. As we embark on the fourth chapter of Catapult, we anticipate an inspiring journey with our cohorts, offering an innovative platform to drive solutions, transforming the logistics industry. In 2023-24, we reported a standalone revenue of 4,530 crores, a marginal increase from 4,459 crores in the previous fiscal year. Gross margin increased to 11.1% as compared to 10.5% in 2022-23. EBITDA also witnessed a marginal growth, reaching 292 crores compared to 276 crores. Profit before tax rose to 86 crores from 80 crores, indicating improved operational performance. Profit after tax declined marginally, reaching 62 crores in 23-24 compared to 64.5 crores in 22-23. Standalone results were impacted during the year due to one-time charges we took towards discontinued operations of 10 crores pre-tax and IT infrastructure migration costs of 2 crores pre-tax. Adjusted for these one-time charges, PBT grew by nearly 21% compared to the prior year. The same translated into diluted earnings per share, which stood at 8.58 compared to 8.94 in the preceding year. In fiscal 23-24, MLL experienced robust consolidated revenue growth, reaching 5,506 crores, up 7% from the previous year. However, gross margin decreased moderately from 10% in 22-23 to 9.5% in 23-24. Despite the challenges in the B2B business, cost optimization efforts enhanced operating margin in Q4. Progress in business integration was notable, highlighted by the second tranche investment in ZipZap Logistics. The core 3PL segment remained steady, while the mobility segment showed positive momentum. EBITDA was 229 crores, down from 260 crores in 22-23, attributed in part to one-time charges of 12 crores and the impact of consolidation due to investments made in the B2B business. Overall, in 23-24, earnings from our core 3PL and other businesses remained stable and showed improvement. In recent years, we have invested in multiple acquisitions to enhance our portfolio of solutions and services. During the year, we completed a successful turnaround of the 2x2 logistics business, which provides outbound logistics for the auto sector. We were able to improve vehicle utilization significantly, resulting in the growth of EBITDA and PAT. Lords encountered challenges amid persistent pricing pressure in the global logistics sector since the previous year, which extended into 24-25. Despite macroeconomic challenges during the year, we managed to sustain growth in tonnage, particularly in air freight. 2023-24 marked the first year of operations since Rivigo was acquired. For the second half of this year, the operating performance improved, and we reported an improved EBITDA in the fourth quarter of this year. The Express network stands as a vital long-term investment for the company, aligning with our vision of integrated solutions. To that end, we remain committed to investing and expanding the network in the coming years, despite the short-term impact. Last-mile delivery business demonstrated significant profitability improvements. During the year, we completed the second tranche of our investments in ZipZap Logistics, operating under the brand name Wizard, growing our equity share to 60%. The mobility business, including the Meru acquisition, has successfully turned around and become profitable. Our efforts to drive synergy between the ETMS business and B2C business of Meru were able to drive a cost reduction in operating costs and overhead costs. As we look ahead, I'm positive about the journey that lies before us, committed to progressing responsibly and mindful of our impact on society and the environment. As we navigate the path of value creation, we are focusing on the turnaround of the Rivigo business. The path to value creation lies in our ability to monetize investments effectively, to build a cutting-edge digital platform, and to establish strategic partnerships. By focusing on these key areas, we can enhance operational efficiencies, expand our reach, and drive sustainable growth, thus ensuring long-term success and maximum returns. Our core values, stemming from the Mahindra Group, continue to guide us in this journey of creating future-ready businesses that generate value for our shareholders and the environment. Once again, thank you for your continuing trust, support, and partnership. I'm also thankful to the Board of Directors for their engagement and contributions during the year. Together, I'm confident that we will continue to rise, building a leadership position and transforming the communities we serve. With that, let me now get back to the AGM proceedings. As mentioned by Mr. Jignesh Parekh, Company Secretary, earlier, shareholders can share their questions and comments arising from the agenda in the chat box provided on the screen. Keeping in mind the time of shareholders, I'm requesting Mr. Rampraveen Swaminathan, Managing Director and CEO, to respond to the questions received through the chat box provided on the screen in the next few days. The company has indeed made all efforts feasible under the circumstances to enable members to participate and vote on the items being considered in the meeting. Before I open the floor for questions by members, I order for commencement of e-voting on each item of the agenda. Those shareholders who do not wish to participate in the discussion or questions and answer session relating to the resolutions, who do not seek any clarifications or do not want to wait till the Q&A session is over, can cast their votes. Kindly note that those of you who have already cast your votes on the remote e-voting platform shall not be permitted to cast votes now. Votes once cast cannot be changed subsequently. I now hand over the proceedings to Mr. Rampraveen Swaminathan to address the question and answer session. Over to you, Ram.
Dr. Shah, hearty welcome to all the members. Moving on to the Q&A, I will invite the members who have pre-registered as speakers with the company one by one. Before I call on those who wish to speak on the proposed resolutions, I request you all to be brief and avoid being repetitive. Also, in the interest of all members present, I request you to strictly stick to the points arising out of the agenda, items and all. To avoid repetition, we will respond to all the questions together at the end. With this, let me invite the speakers who have members who have requested to ask questions today. May I have the first speaker first, please? Ms. Lekha Shah.
Hello.
Hello, Ms. Lekha Shah.
Yes, sir. Am I audible, sir?
Yes, madam, you're audible.
Thank you so much, sir. Respected Chairman, sir, Board of Directors, and my fellow members, good afternoon to all of you. Myself, Lekha Shah from Mumbai. First of all, I would like to welcome our new Company Secretary, Jignesh sir, on Mahindra Logistics Limited. I know our company secretary for a long time for the previous company. I'm sure that he will add a lot of value to our company. I found the AGM notice. It's really useful with lot of information. Also, I'm very much thankful to our company secretary Nikita ma'am and Jignesh sir for sending the AGM notice well in time, which is full of knowledge, fact and figures in place. Chairman sir, I'm confident that with your vision and determination, you will lead our company to greater heights. And also, I pray to God our company should progress more and more under you and your team's work. Thank you, Chairman sir, for explaining as well about the company. Congratulations for excellent work, sir. Sir, I pray to God that He always shower His blessing upon you. Sir, I would like to ask only two questions. My first question is, what is the total number of employees? My second question is, how many women employees are working in our company? So, I strongly and wholeheartedly support all the resolutions for today's meeting. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you, Lekha ji. Thank you very much. I would now like to invite the second speaker, Mr. Rishabh Jain. Mr. Jain, will you please join us?
Ram, Rishabh has not yet joined, so can we take the third speaker first, Mr.
Yes,
Ravichandran?
We'll then move on to the third speaker, Mr. Ravi Chandran. If you are there, will you please join us?
Am I audible?
Mr. Ravi Chandran, we can hear you. Good afternoon.
Yeah, very good afternoon to you and to the chairman, and also to all those who are participating in the AGM. My first point is, please don't take it as a complaint, because lots of people have worked behind the scene to make the AGM successful. See, within the group, it doesn't seem to be, following the good practices. See, I have not received the speaker serial number. Whereas, tomorrow Mahindra Financials is holding the AGM. They've already sent the complete list with serial number. So you can take this as a feedback to adopt the best practices within the group. Please don't take it as a complaint. This is not a complaint, this is only a feedback. My first point is, as seen in many companies, the holding company financials and, standalone financials. If you see the standalone financials support the consolidated numbers. In other words, the standalone company cross subsidizes the other subsidiaries. There could be many reasons, but there should be some cutoff point so that the standalone company shareholders don't suffer. So you take the case of dividend. Last year you paid 25%. This year also you are paying 25%. So there is no improvement. The general trend that I am seeing in private sector is because of the boom in the stock market, that I would take it as a downside. People are thinking that anyway stock market is rewarding the shareholders, so why we should pay higher dividend? I don't know if that is the philosophy behind this kind of dividend payouts. I do not know, but this is a general trend that I am observing. See, your presentation was saying, if you have taken something, you have to give back something. That's a very good slogan. So I hope and expect the shareholders are also given the same consideration. And my next point is this Lord's Freight. I've seen a 32% degrowth last year. Is it going to be the same trend going forward also? I would like you to give some clarification. And in page number 2, there is a reference to, sorry, page number 10, there is a reference to direct freight corridor. Is it something different from dedicated freight corridor, or it is just a typo error? This clarification. If it is something new, I would like to understand what it is. The next point is mobility business. How many cities you have covered already? This Meru, and what is there any plan to roll it out on a pan-India basis? This clarification also you can provide. Next point is market size. In page 34, you have given 5,000. Above that 3 zeros crores. Is it that 50 lakh crores, 72 lakh crores kind of a market size is there, or it is again a typo error? That also you may like to clarify. It is in page 34. Then what is the dependency level of Mahindra and Mahindra? Because your business is driven by vehicles. Are you fully buying or hiring from Mahindra and Mahindra, or you're also making procurement from other companies as well? The next point is investment in subsidiaries. You made an investment of 332 crores. See, many of them may be in incubation stage. I can understand. But is there any timeline for making them pay dividend? Because I don't see any dividend from subsidiaries. Is there any timeline fixed internally? Otherwise, you'll keep on investing in such companies, and shareholders will have to wait for longer. And trade payable, 98 crores of unpaid amount to MSMEs. You also paid interest. I hope your CFO is aware of the change that was made in the last 2023 budget. Any amount not paid to MSMEs will be disallowed. And my last point is, are there any plans for cold storage facilities? So with this, I conclude, and I wish you all the best for better performance in future. Please take care of the shareholders' requirement of higher dividends. I can't say now about bonus because it is too early for the company. But at least on dividend payments, company should consider higher payouts year on year. Thank you and wish you all the best.
Thank you, Mr. Vishandan. Thank you very much. I'll just now go back to the earlier speaker, Mr. Rishabh Jain. If you are on the line, we have your questions and comments, please. Mr. Jain has still not joined us. Hello, Mr. Jain, are you there?
Am I audible, sir?
Not very clearly, Mr. Jain. Could you just speak a bit more loudly?
Sir, is it clear now?
Yes, please carry on, Mr. Jain.
Okay.
Mr. Jain, please carry on.
Good evening, Chairman, sir, Board of Directors. Good evening, sir, and Board of Directors and the fellow shareholders joining this meeting from various cities and I think from the globally also. Thank you very much to the Secretarial Department for allowing me in front of the
Mr. Jain, could you, we are not able to hear you clearly. You're on mute. You're got on mute now, I think. In the interest of all the members, can we move on to Mr. Agarwal and then we can test Mr. Jain's network and then come back again? Okay. Mr. Agarwal, if you're there, could you please join us and we'll move on to you.
Yep, hello. Can you hear?
Yes, sir, I can hear you.
Hello.
Can hear you.
Yeah, this is Vinod Agarwal speaking. Sir, respected Dr. Anisha, MD Rampraveen Swaminathan, CFO Saurabh Taneja, and I'm CS Jignesh Parekh. Good afternoon and congrats to everyone, sir. I've sent a detailed email to the company already. I'm sure they'll reply. My query only was on the joint venture that you have joined with CNO. It is targeted to have 1,000 crore revenue. So what will be the investment that we will be making and the CNO will be making into the joint venture? Will it be 50-50 partnership or will it be of a different ratio? I'd like to know. And the major reason for the loss in the consolidated was due to in the express delivery, sir. We'll have to look into the express MLL express service, which gave us a loss of 124 crores, which was a very large loss. I hope we will be able to turn that around and make it into profit. So our consolidated also comes into profit, sir. I wish the company all the best. Signing off, Vinod Agarwal from Mumbai.
Thank you, Vinodji. Thank you very much. And I would now request us to go to the next speaker, Mr. Sarvajit Singh.
Hello, Chairman sir, can you hear my voice?
Yes, Sarvajit Singh ji, please carry on.
Chairman sir, first of all, good afternoon to you, all the board of directors, all the staff of our company limited and my fellow shareholders. चेयरमैन सर, जिस तरीके से आपने अपनी ओपनिंग रिमार्क्स में कंपनी के बारे में बताया उससे सर काफी कुछ क्लियर होता है और सर ये हमें क्लियर दिखता है कि आने वाला जो हमारा फ्यूचर है वो अच्छा है। चेयरमैन सर, जिस तरीके से मैंने अभी देखा हमारी कंपनी के अंदर फॉरेन इन्वेस्टर ने भी अपनी इन्वेस्टमेंट बढ़ाई है। सर, एक फॉरेन इन्वेस्टर का ज्यादा विश्वास आने का मतलब आता है कि आने वाला जो हमारा टाइम है वो एक अच्छा टाइम है। और सर मैंने अभी देखा जिस तरीके से हमारी प्रमोटर होल्डिंग अराउंड 58% है, तो सर हम इसे बढ़ाने के लिए कोई बायबैक वगैरह का प्लान कर रहे हैं, तो सर थोड़ा सा इस बारे में बताएं। बाकी चेयरमैन सर यही कहना चाहूंगा कि हमारे नेक्स्ट 24 मंथ का हमारी कंपनी का रोड मैप क्या है सर, थोड़ा सा इस बारे में बताएं। बाकी सर सेक्रेटरी डिपार्टमेंट और मॉडरेटर का धन्यवाद करना चाहेंगे सर, जिन्होंने इतनी फ्रीक्वेंटली हमें आपके सामने बोलने का मौका दिया।
Thank you, Sarvajit Singh ji. Thank you very much. With that, we will then move on to the next speaker, Mr. Kaushik Sahukar. Sahukar, if you're there. Yes, Mr. Sahukar.
Yes. Respected sir and distinguished guests, good afternoon to all. It is an honor to stand before this esteemed gathering today. I extend my heartfelt gratitude to the board for granting me opportunity to be part of this important event. I will straight away come to my concern. Mahindra Logistics, one of India's largest integrated logistics solution provider, announced the groundbreaking of its state-of-art warehousing facility in Pathan, near Pune, in January 23rd. This first phase, comprising 3.5 lakh square feet, is scheduled to be operational by end of 2024. Sir, could you please provide an update on this project and how much revenue it is expected to contribute to our top line? When will our other 3 lakh square feet is expected to be in operation? I have noted the absence of significant corporate actions such as bonus distribution, stock split, or mergers and demergers aimed at enhancing shareholders' wealth. Are there any plans for such initiative in near future? Before I conclude, I want to express my sincere gratitude to the entire secretarial team, including Mr. Jignesh Parekh, Further, I kindly request our company support in associating with me in the area of certification audit, including Form 15CB. I believe that CSR means helping the needy at a crucial time, and I'm confident that Mahindra Logistics shares visions and commitment to support those in need. I understand the management has been occupied with other matters, so my request has not been given desired attention. However, I feel I respectfully urge for a few minutes of our company time to address my request and provide me with the necessary assistance to work effectively. I am sure to receive support from the company this year. Lastly, I propose utilizing the substantial savings from virtual mode of meeting for the benefit of speaker shareholders. This could involve arranging site visits or one-day get-together for shareholders or distributing token of appreciation such as sweets or small gift to our esteemed speaker shareholders during festival. Furthermore, I would greatly appreciate your assistance in facilitating an introduction with the auditor for potential engagement in professional endeavor. Given our professional affiliation, I am confident that such a collaboration would prove mutually beneficial for both parties involved. Thank you all for your kind attention. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Kaushik ji. Thank you for joining us again this year as well at the AGM. I'll now move on to the next speaker, Mr. Anil Parekh. If you are on the call, request you to share your comments and thoughts.
Am I audible, Chairman, sir? Hello.
Yes, Mr. Parekh. Please, yes, Mr. Parekh, we can hear you. Please carry on.
Okay. Chairman Dr. Anish Shah uh, and MD Ram Praveen Swaminathan and other dignitaries on dais. Myself, Anil Parekh here from Bombay. Good afternoon to you all and hope you all are safe and fine at your respective end. Uh, Chairman, sir, firstly, I would like to thank our CS team comprising of Jignesh and Nikita and all other for assisting us to attend this meeting and clear our all the doubts uh, pre-meeting. Chairman, sir, I have gone through the balance sheet wherein many before me has said that why you have not given more dividend and all that. But I see that in spite of losses consolidated, we have given maintained a dividend. So that speaks your commitment towards the small shareholders to reward them. Chairman, sir, secondly, I have one question in regard to uh, our global air charter business launched this year, headquartered in Dubai. Can you, for marquee customers, so can you give me details on that, how it works, and what kind of business you are expecting there? Secondly, Chairman sir, our subsidiaries or joint ventures are making losses. So, what steps you are taking for reducing those losses? And also, they are, sir, 1 minute, pardon me. Chairman, sir, also, I would like to understand from you that uh, you have on page number 86 and 87, you have so many initiatives for coffee with MD, then Women's Day, Bandhan, Chai Pe Charcha, Pratibim, so many activities. Why you are not initiating for shareholders? You can have a call drink with shareholders. Am I right? And in absence of physical meetings, you should initiate this. Chairman sir, also uh, MCA has given us option to either hold a meeting physically or video conferencing. Sir, you all are coming physically in the board meetings. Every staff members are physically coming. It's only shareholders' turn comes. You are avoiding us to have a physical meeting. Real essence of annual general meeting is physical meeting. That you know very well, sir. So kindly, if possible, do physical meeting next year onwards. Uh, I would like to acknowledge for different achievements and awards and recognition won by the company on page number 6 and continue to do so. Thank you for allowing me to speak at this juncture and I support all the resolutions. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Tuparak. Thank you for your insightful questions and comments and inputs. We'll now move on to the next speaker, Ms. Vasudha Dakwe. Ms. Dakwe, if you would like to join us now and share your questions and thoughts.
Hello, can you hear me, sir?
Yes, we can hear you.
Yes, thank you, sir. Very good afternoon, respected Chairman, sir, Board of Directors, and my fellow shareholders. Myself, Vasudha from Thane. I would like to thankful for our company secretary and his team for helping me a lot to join this meeting. Most of the question was asked by my previous shareholder. I would not like to repeat it again. Only one question. I would like to ask who are our main competitors? What is our next 2 years projection plan? With this, I support all the resolution. Thank you very much and wish the company all the best for coming financial years. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Ms. Dakwe. Thank you very much for keeping us short and sweet. Thank you so much. We will now move on to the next speaker, Ms. Prakashini Shenoy. Ms. Shenoy, if you would like to join us now and share your thoughts and questions. If Mr. Shenoy is not there, we can then move on to our next speaker.
Hello, am I audible? Hello,
yes,
am
Ms.
I
Shenoy.
audible? Yeah.
Yes, Ms. Shenoy,
Yeah.
we are now audible.
Yes,
Thank
sir.
you very much for
Thank
joining us today.
Thank you, sir. Respected Honorable Chairman, Dr. Anish Shah, other dignitaries on the board, and my fellow shareholders, good afternoon to all of you. I first of all welcome Mr. Jignesh Parekh, Sunsetter's first meeting, and is new to the company. All the best, and he shall be an asset to us. He is very soft-spoken, polite, cooperative, and finally, he is shareholder friendly. I also thank Nikita for helping me to join the meeting. I received the annual report well in time, which is colorful, transparent, knowledgeable, informative, and contains all the information as per corporate governance. The chairman has given a beautiful picture regarding the company and its working in all parameters. Thank you once again, Dr. Anish Shah. At the outset, I'm thankful to the board for recommending a dividend for the financial year 23-24. I'm also glad to note that the company has done outstanding work in the field of CSR activities. I congratulate one and all for getting various awards and accolades during the year. Sir, I'm very happy to note that the company has done better than the last year in respect of revenue, PAT, and PBT. Congratulations for the same. Sir, I have few questions. My first question is, what is the future plan of the company? And my second question is, how are we planning for digital future? And my last question is, how are we planning to increase the revenue? Chairman, sir, last but not the least, I request you personally to please continue with VC so that people all over will have an opportunity to express their views. I wish the company good luck for a bright future and pray God that the profit of the company shall reach the peak in due course. Sir, I strongly and wholeheartedly support all the resolutions put forth in today's meeting. Thank you, Chairman, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Noy. Thank you very much. We'll now move on to the next speaker, Mr. Manjeet Singh.
My audible?
Yes, Mr. Singh, you're audible now. Boliye.
मैनेजमेंट टीम और स्केटियल टीम सभी का मैं स्वागत करता हूं। गुड इवनिंग सर। सर, हमारी जैसे एजीएम आज हो रही है और बजट भी बिल्कुल पेश होने वाला है, तो कभी कभी जिक्र होता है पेट्रोल और डीजल का जीएसटी में आने का, तो ऐसी कुछ संभावना है? हमने भी सुझाव कुछ सरकार को दिए हैं जीएसटी में शामिल करने के लिए बजट में, ऐसा कुछ है तो आप इस बारे में बताइएगा। 2017 से कंपनी हमारी लिस्ट हुई और आज 2024 आ गया है। कंपनी इंडिपेंडेंटली कोई अच्छे रिजल्ट कभी भी पेश नहीं कर पाई है, और ये जो है महिंद्रा एंड महिंद्रा की सब्सिडी कंपनी है, तो क्या हम सिलेंडर करेंगे? क्या क्या कंपनी में मर्ज कर देंगे अपना महिंद्रा एंड महिंद्रा के अंदर ही, तो शायद हमारी कार्य दिशा थोड़ी सुधरे और कार्य अच्छा कर पाए हम, क्योंकि 80% कारोबार हमारा ऑटोमोटिव से आता है और मेरा महिंद्रा ही हमें कार्य देता है। उन्हीं के जो वायर हाउस वगैरह में भी हम काम कर रहे हैं उनके साथ, उनके जो लैब वगैरह हैं जहाँ, तो ये महिंद्रा महिंद्रा के अंदर हमारा मर्ज तो खैर होना ही है, क्योंकि 2017 से हमारी कंपनी चल रही है और आज 2024 आ गया है। ये 7-8 साल में तो जो गाड़ियां होती हैं इनकी कंडीशन भी पुरानी हो जाती है, तो हमारी जो गाड़ियां हैं ट्रांसपोर्टेशन में, कंपनी तो खैर उससे पहले भी चल रही थी, उनकी क्या कंडीशन है? डीजल गाड़ियों का हमारे शहरों के अंदर 10 साल का है और कई गाड़ियों का 15 साल का है, तो हमारी जो टोटल ट्रांसपोर्ट के अंदर गाड़ियां हैं वो कितने टाइम में और रिटायर होने वाली हैं? थोड़ा आप इस बारे में अगर विस्तार से बताएंगे तो अच्छा रहेगा। और ये B2B एक्सप्रेस के अंदर हमारा कितना उम्मीद है कि हम इसमें कारोबार करेंगे और हमारा ईपीएस बढ़ेगा? थोड़ा आप बताएंगे तो अच्छा रहेगा। हमारे जो चेयरपर्सन है अनीश शाह, इनकी देखरेख के अंदर जो इन्वेस्टर MAHLOG, जो हमारा सिंबल है, BSC का कोड है 540768, इसकी आप पूरी देखरेख नहीं कर पा रहे हैं, इन्वेस्टमेंट जो लोग कर रहे हैं। हालांकि अभी आपका कोई ज्वाइंट वेंचर हुआ है, उसके बाद कुछ रुख दिखा है। वैसे ये हमारी कंपनी जो है मार्च आते आते थक जाती है, और जो चौथा क्वार्टर है लगातार दूसरे साल चौथे क्वार्टर में हमने जो अपने रिजल्ट जो हैं अच्छे पेश नहीं करे हैं। इस साल भी चौथे क्वार्टर के अंदर हमें 12 करोड़ 85 लाख रुपए का नुकसान हुआ है, और उसके बावजूद भी हम डिविडेंड दे रहे हैं। अच्छी बात है डिविडेंड देना, लेकिन डिविडेंड अगर अपने पल्ले से कोई देगा, गले में से निकाल के, अपने जो वो तिजोरी बोली जाती है, दुकानदार मतलब कमाएगा नहीं और उसमें से निकाल के देगा अपने जमा में से, तो वो कोई अच्छी बात नहीं है। तो आप, मैं कह रहा हूँ जी, काम करो, तरक्की पाओ। ये जो आपका टेनो होल्डिंग के साथ जो ज्वाइंट हुआ है, इसका क्या इम्पैक्ट पड़ेगा? इससे हमारा ईपीएस बढ़ेगा कुछ? थोड़ा आप इस बारे में प्रकाश डालें। और हम तो यही चाहेंगे कि महिंद्रा जिस चीज के साथ नाम जुड़ा हुआ है वो तरक्की देती है, और पता नहीं है लॉजिस्टिक का काम, हालांकि हम गाड़ियां बनाने के काम में बड़े ही सक्सेसफुल हैं, और लॉजिस्टिक जो है वहाँ बाहर ढोने का जो काम है, मतलब जो गाड़ी खरीद कर लोग आगे अपने वाहन चलाते हैं, उस वाले काम में हम तरक्की नहीं पा रहे हैं। और चेयरपर्सन अनीश शाह से ये चाहूंगा कि किसी तरह जो हम कोई और तरह के खर्चों में किसी तरह कटौती कर इस कंपनी को तरक्की की राह की तरफ बढ़ाएं, और 2023-24 के अंदर हमें अनएम्प्लॉयमेंट जो रही है, बेरोजगारी, उसमें कितना मतलब दूर दूर किया है हमने, कितने नए रोजगार दिए हैं 2023-24 के अंदर। और हम जो बड़ी निराशा से युवा भी देख रहा है कि उसको नौकरी नहीं मिलती, तो 2024-25 के अंदर हम कितने नए रोजगार प्रदान करेंगे? थोड़ा इस बारे में बताइएगा। और हमारा जो बोर्ड है इसी तरह हंसते हुए जो है अपनी कंपनी को चलाए, और आने वाले टाइम में हम भगवान से, रब जी से दुआ मांगते हैं कि हमारी कंपनी जो है दिन दुनी रात चौगनी तरक्की करे। बाकी हमारा नाम इतने बड़े ग्रुप से जुड़ा हुआ है, तो उसके बावजूद हम जो है अपनी लिस्टिंग के बाद कभी भी अच्छा प्रदर्शन नहीं कर पाए हैं। आप मेहनत करिए, आने वाले टाइम में हम आपसे उम्मीद करेंगे कि आप जो है कंपनी को दिन दूनी रात चौगनी तरक्की की तरफ ले जाएंगे। थैंक यू फॉर द मैनेजमेंट टीम, थैंक यू फॉर द कैटरिया टीम।
Thank you, Manjeet Singh ji. Thank you very much. We'll now move on to the next speaker, Mr. Bharat Raj. Raji, if you can join us.
Yeah, very good evening, Chairman, Mrs. and Dr. Anisha. Very good morning, very good evening, Swaminathan, MD, CEO, and entire Board of Directors, and our company secretary. My warm wishes to you, sir. I am happy to see you all. I am Bharat Raj, attending from Hyderabad. First of all, I want to say hello to our chairman, because 1 year back I met him at Mahindra Holiday Club, where I was honored Mr. Arun Nanda. Again, after 1 year, I'm seeing you, sir. Very happy to see you, healthy and fine. My best wishes, sir. If possible, in physicality, we'll meet, sir. Thank you, Mr. Swaminathan, doing hard work for our company and giving wonderful results. I believe your leadership, and I hope you turn over my company in the next level, and you give new higher dividends also. I thank Secretary Department sending annual report and link. Thank you for their Secretary services. There is no particular questions, Mr. Swaminathan. I hope my best wishes to you. Sir, next year we'll have a fiscal and hybrid mode, sir. Fiscal and VC. That is the good, sir. Who want to come, they'll come. Who don't want, they can attend to VC, sir. Once again, Chairman, Mr. Dr. Anish, and entire Board of Directors, my best wishes to you. I hope we'll meet next year. Thank you very much for giving this opportunity. Bharatra signing off from Hyderabad.
Thank you, Mr. Bharat Raj. Thank you very much. We'll now move on to the last speaker, Mr. Rajesh Chenani. Mr. Chenani, if you are with us, could you please share your question and thoughts?
Hello, am I audible, sir?
Yes, Mr. Chenani, you are audible. Thank you very much. Please join us. Please share your thoughts and comments.
Yes, sir. Respected Chairman Dr. Anisha ji, Mr. Swaminathan ji, and a very highly distinguished eminent Board of Directors, my fellow shareholders. I am Rajesh Chenani. I am speaking from Vilepale, Mumbai. First of all, I thank our company secretary, sir, Jignesh Parekh ji, for sending me the physical copy of annual report very well on time. Thanks to Nikita madam, she called me up whether I have received the copy, and she even reminded me to attend the AGM. So I really thank the secretarial department, which is very good in all the Mahindra Group companies. That is a very good policy of Mahindra Group. They never avoid the shareholders. They are very friendly in all the way. And regarding dividend, sir, I thank you for dividend of 2 rupees 50 paisa, because I know at an appropriate time you will increase the dividend, because it has always been an investor friendly company. So even in Mahindra and Take Mahindra is 28 rupees. So we are not complaining there. So we have to keep a patience and how the company goes up. And Dr. Anisha, I always see him on ET Now, CNBC Hours. He always gives a very good future prospects of the company. And in one of the interviews, he has said that I have to take care of now Mahindra Logistics and Mahindra Financial. So even Mahindra Financial is also doing good. So on and on, sir, the company is doing very good. And a lot of my previous shareholders have asked. So only thing I just wanted to ask about the promoter holding, that also was covered by one of the speakers. Sir, on page number 18 and 19, there's a very good pictures of all our directors, sir, all smiling faces. So it's very happy, sir. I'm very happy to see all the directors happy. We are doing much better. And today's results, sir, I just saw we had a loss of 8.3 crore previous quarter. Now it has come down to 8 crores. So that's what I just saw. And so the price of the share from the low of 347, it went up to 554. And today also we are at 526. So it is very good, sir. I hope in the coming year won't be far from touching four figures, because definitely, sir, under your leadership, sir. You guys are really doing very good. And sir, Jignesh Parekh on page number Jignesh Parekh ji's, he's one of the very dynamic, smart, sir. He has a very good smiling face, sir. So he's really doing very good, sir. I just saw his pic on the balance sheet, sir. So he's really going to be a very big asset. And sir, regarding the numbers of the shareholder, I just told him also because he's very new. So next year we can always correct it, sir. At least we can give the shareholder number. And sir, before ending, I just want to say a few words for sir, because the coming months of festivals. So I just want to say, sir, फूलों की खुशबू, कलियों की बहार, चांद की चांदनी, अपनों का प्यार, मुबारक हो चेयरमैन सर आपको, सारे बोर्ड ऑफ डायरेक्टर्स और मेरे शेयर होल्डर्स भाइयों को आने वाले त्योहार. एंड आई रिक्वेस्ट यू सर, कंटिन्यू विद द वीसी मीट सर. Because there's so much raining in Mumbai, nobody is going to come to YB Chavan or Bila Matushri. So continue with that. Technology is taking us ahead, sir. So we don't have to go behind. So thank you, sir.
Thank you, Rajesh. Thank you. Thank you, Rajesh. Thank you so much. Thank you all. Thanks all the members for the questions. Unfortunately, we could not have the questions of Mr. Rishabh Jain, but given our time constraints, and the connectivity problems, we'll have to skip him the chance to hear from him this time. Before I address and answer the questions raised by all of you, I would like to share a short video on the company's sustainability journey.
Tomorrow, a promise, a hope, an ambition. If you close your eyes, what does the future look like? There is no blueprint for tomorrow, but there is a footprint. The impressions of this can be seen in the world around us. With the rise in carbon emissions, our world needs our attention and action today. At Mahindra Logistics, we've been living this reality and striving to create a better world where hope and opportunity are promised, along with planet positivity. Growth, resilience, and sustainability are our way of life. They are pathways to create value while mapping a legacy for future generations, creating a better world for all. But how? Through our vision to become carbon neutral by 2040, a dream that stands firmly on our three pillars: decarbonization, circularity, and green infrastructure. We believe that change begins at home. This is why we are empowering customers and partners to decarbonize the supply chain and encourage adoption of a green fleet. We are constantly reassessing our day-to-day and making changes that matter. Sustainable transportation, reforestation and restoration, last mile electrification, renewable energy, and using alternate fuels have helped strengthen this pillar. Our philosophy of circularity revolves around balance. If we take something, we must give something back. After all, only if we recycle and reuse, we can reduce our impact on our planet. Sewage water is treated and used for gardening, and we practice green hour across all our locations every month. To strengthen our green infrastructure portfolio, we are moving towards sustainable warehouses and offices, which are powered by solar energy and facilitate the EV charging ecosystem. Our operating sites are IGBC Platinum and LEED certified. Our Green Hive dashboard measures the energy efficiency of every facility. We raise awareness about CO2 emissions for our customers through the One Carbon Report and through Green Igniter program. We instill this belief in those who want to make a difference for a brighter tomorrow. One where our mission is to become emission-free, where sustainability is not just an initiative, but a habit for all. But this brighter tomorrow is only achievable if we do better today, in every decision, in every mission, and in every action. Actions that make a difference. A transformation beckons, one that is sustainable and enabled by us, our customers, our partners, and our people. Every one of us is accountable for our actions each day to bring our vision to life. Sustainability goes beyond promises. This is sustainability in action.
At Mahindra Logistics, our vision is to help accelerate energy transition across our sector. It always begins first in our own business. Sustainability then is not just our biggest challenge, but it's also our largest opportunity. And at Mahindra Logistics, we are well on our way. Because if we have to create a brighter tomorrow, we must begin with a better today.
Better today for a brighter tomorrow. promise, a hope, an ambition.
If you close your eyes, what does the future look like?
There is no blueprint for tomorrow, but there is a footprint. The impressions of this can be seen in the world around us. With the rise in carbon emissions, our world needs our attention and action today. At Mahindra Logistics, we've been living this reality and striving to create a better world where hope and opportunity are promised, along with planet positivity. Growth, resilience, and sustainability are our way of life. They are pathways to create value while mapping a legacy for future generations, creating a better world for all. But how? Through our vision to become carbon neutral by 2040, a dream that stands firmly on our three pillars: decarbonization, circularity, and green infrastructure. We believe that change begins at home. This is why we are empowering customers and partners to decarbonize the supply chain
And encourage adoption of a green fleet.
We are constantly reassessing our day-to-day and making changes that matter. Sustainable transportation, reforestation and restoration, last mile electrification, renewable energy and using alternate fuels have helped strengthen this pillar. Our philosophy of circularity revolves around balance. If we take something, we must give something back. After all, only if we recycle and reuse, we can reduce our impact on our planet. Sewage water is treated and used for gardening, and we practice Green Hour across all our locations every month. To strengthen our green infrastructure portfolio, we are moving towards sustainable warehouses and offices, which are powered by solar energy and facilitate the EV charging ecosystem. Our operating sites are IGBC Platinum and LEED certified. Our Green Hive dashboard measures the energy efficiency of every facility. We raise awareness about CO2 emissions for our customers through the One Carbon Report and through Green Igniter program. We instill this belief in those who want to make a difference for a brighter tomorrow. One where our mission is to become emission-free, where sustainability is not just an initiative, but a habit for all. But this brighter tomorrow is only achievable if we do better today, in every decision, in every mission, and in every action. Actions that make a difference. A transformation beckons, one that is sustainable and enabled by us, our customers, our partners, and our people. Every one of us is accountable for our actions each day to bring our vision to life. Sustainability goes beyond promises. This is sustainability in action.
At Mahindra Logistics, our vision is to help accelerate energy transition across our sector. It always begins first in our own business. Sustainability then is not just our biggest challenge, but it's also our largest opportunity. And at Mahindra Logistics, we are well on our way. Because if we have to create a brighter tomorrow, we must begin with a better today.
Better today for a brighter tomorrow.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for that. Now, address the response to queries raised by speaker members, as well as do my best to answer the questions received in the chat box as well. We try and go speaker by speaker. So I think firstly, Ms. Lekha Shah's questions. As of June 30th, 2024, we have approximately 5,200 employees across Mahindra Logistics and its subsidiaries. Including our third-party contract associates, we are close to around 27,400 members in the Mahindra Logistics family. Diversity is around 10.2%. It's largely, of course, gender diversity. We are around 10.2% of our workforce are women. At senior levels, we have around 17% of our workforce are comprised of women colleagues. We also have, to share with you, we also have programs for veterans, for women returning from a career pause, as well as an active program for LGBTQI employees from that community, from the LGBTQI community as well. Moving on to questions from Mr. Ravi Chandran and Mr. Ravi Chandran, firstly, thank you for very comprehensive review of our annual report, and all your queries and inputs are greatly welcome. I'll try and take some really pertinent ones and try to answer this. I think, obviously, from a broader perspective, our focus is to find a balance between short-term performance and in established businesses, as well as to continue to invest for growth. Right. As Chair outlined in Dr. Shah's speech, our vision is to try and build an integrated end-to-end logistics company, for which we obviously need to build a new set of services and offerings as well. And so much of our investment in our subsidiaries is driven by that intent. These businesses, of course, we hope will continue to grow over a period of time and continue to establish greater return. I think you would notice that in the first quarter year itself, results of which were released earlier today, you can see that continuing trajectory of improvement in all our subsidiary businesses, right? With some of them actually now starting to deliver step-up performance. You did have a specific question on Lords, and I think the Lords global freight forwarding business has had a challenging 18 months, the last financial year and before. Post-COVID, given global dynamics, prices went up significantly. But since then, we have been seeing the challenges of dropping prices and overcapacity, especially on ocean freight. This has meant, obviously, the business has seen a significant drop in its revenue, right? We remain focused on holding our volume. And I'm pleased to, of course, share that despite such a sharp decline in profits, in volume, the company has remained profitable and has maintained to do so both by driving customer penetration and by doing active cost control. Something should be further illustrated by the quarterly results for the first quarter we just released today. You also had a question on M&M volume and its percentage contribution. So the M&M volume is around 50%, 51% of our overall business. That's the total amount of revenue which comes from group companies, including Mahindra and Mahindra, or dominantly Mahindra and Mahindra, with whom we partner for both the automotive and farm sector as well. I think your comments on MSME payments are well recognized and taken on board. I think the company remains completely focused on being compliant, right? And for actions have been further taken to address the cases where, for some reason or some procedural miss, we've actually had to pay out interest on account of that as well. And that is actually being taken care for, as you look at F24, 25 and beyond. But thank you for those questions. And your other comments, which are generally something to review and went back on the room. Moving on to Mr. Vinod Agarwal. Mr. Agarwal had a question around the Seno joint venture, and so I think the Seno joint venture Seno Holdings is one of Japan's largest logistics company with a very strong presence in the automotive space. They partner with almost all the large Japanese automotive OEMs and component manufacturers. The joint venture will be focused on providing warehousing, inbound manufacturing, transport solutions, and outbound solutions, specifically focused on the Japanese automotive end user, both OEM and Autocomp. The joint venture is a 50-50 joint venture between us and Seno, and we'll obviously make investments in line with that. We expect the business is going, since we announced the joint venture, obviously we're going through a process of incorporation. We expect the business to start showing results, right, start operating in the second half of the year and start showing some accelerated results, right, towards the end of this financial year, early next year. It is a significant part of the market opportunity for us, and then we believe in Seno. We have a very strong partner for the future. Mr. Agarwal also had a question around Lords, which I think I have answered briefly already, and therefore, for time, I will not kind of repeat that once again. I'll then move on to the questions raised by Mr. Sarojit Singh. I think Mr. Singh had some general comments, I think, really around bonus and other corporate actions, and we are thankful for those inputs. And we'll kind of respond to them in time. Moving on to Kaushik Shahukar's questions, which I think were well defined by him. So I think, to talk about your question, that the Fulton project, the first phase of the project will go live in the fourth quarter of this year. Towards the end of the third and the early part of the fourth quarter this year. It is a 3.5 lakh square feet facility. Our anchor customer there, so the facility is fully sold out and contracted with clients, and the anchor client, of course, for whom we are operating their India or national logistics facility, which would serve both the India businesses and the international businesses. At this stage, it's difficult to put an exact revenue number, but I think we expect that facility will probably add 35 to 40 crores of revenue a year, and that's a preliminary estimate. That's for phase one of the facility. We will start construction of phase two in the third quarter of this year, along with our partner, and it'll probably take under 6 to 9 months for that construction to get completed. I think you have made earlier comments as well, and last year as well, on potential areas to associate with you and your organization. And of course, we'll follow up and ensure those appropriate interactions are made together as feasible. And I thank you for your other comments in terms of how we could work together in other areas, and your suggestions on how we could organize on improving shareholder engagement activities. So thank you very much for that. Moving on now to Mr. Anil Parikh's comments. I think Mr. Parikh had a specific question around global air charter business, and so the global air charter business is a service or a business through which we provide chartering services, typically to other cross-border logistics companies who are taking some part of the load. So they typically would not, they would want to actually take a charter from one point to the other at very short notice, and we provide solutioning. We've helped them solution that charter. We can often move the material door to door, which means that it's not just airport to airport, it's pick up, drop at an end location, and a series of additional value-added services along with that. We launched the business in the second half of last year. Towards the early part of the second half of the last year, and we have been in the process of expanding that, investing in building customer relationships in the local market. We set it up in Dubai because it's an active gateway to a very large geography from a long-term potential, and I'm happy to share that we have obviously executed some charters. We do expect this business to become materially an integral part of our cross-border logistics business over the next few years, and it'll kind of become something bigger. I think you'd also question in terms of the subsidiaries and their loss reduction plans. Obviously, we really have two sets of subsidiaries today. I think Mahindra Mobility, MLL Mobility Private Limited, 2x2, Lords, these are all companies which are profitable. We have turned them around now, and they are in the black, and they are kind of accelerating their growth. I think obviously the MESPL business, the express business, remains in a turnaround phase. Building a national network is actually a fairly expensive and high capital and an investment intensive process, which also takes 7 to 10 years for most companies. So we are obviously still, we have been through the acquisition, we were able to get a shortcut in that process, to accelerate that process significantly. And therefore, there is a period when we are going to have a burn rate as we expand, we invest in expanding the network, but we are confident about the fact that it will improve in the coming quarters. In fact, we have now, the results we announced this morning, it's our third straight quarter of improving results, reducing EBITDA losses in that business, despite actually some very challenging external environment. So we remain confident about our ability to accelerate that performance and get the business to a fairly strong operating level by the end of this financial year, right? And that will then set the business up for really active growth. What is important to also understand is the synergy which exists between our core contract logistics 3PL business and express, because almost all our customers for contract logistics or 3PL services actually use 3PL contract logistics services, also have need for business B2B express requirements. Also, when we provide customers integrated solutions, we combine multiple services, including B2B express. The company actually has a really strong technology platform, and those are three strategic reasons why we acquired Rivigo, and we are very confident about how much value it will create on a standalone basis, as well as part of the overall portfolio in the coming year or two. I do thank you for your comments on other things, including probably looking at hybrid or a virtual event. Thank you very much for that. I'll now move on to questions from Ms. Or comments from Ms. Vasudha Thakre, who was speaking from Thane, and I think she had some questions which she was also kind enough to share with us in advance. And I think our primary, as a multi-service company, we compete, Ms. Thakre, with two sets of competition. We compete with other companies like us who have more than a single kind of service in logistics. We also compete with a lot of smaller companies which provide only a single service. And therefore, I think we operate across the board. I am pleased to share that with you that on contract logistics, we believe that we are the leader in the industry. In India, we have a very strong position in that business. And with cross-border logistics and with last mile and with freight for with B2B Express, we have been aggressively building our position along with the acquisitions. In the last mile delivery business, we operate India's largest electric vehicle fleet with around 1,400 vehicles, which are already in 19 cities across the country. So thank you. So that's kind of a broad spin of how we're working. I think there was a question on what is our expansion plan over the next couple of years. If it's okay, I'll just take that at the end because several members had that question. So we'll just talk about what our expansion plan are going forward. I think the next question is from the questions from Ms. Prakashini Shenoy, who actually wanted to understand our kind of a digital future plans, our approach with that. I am pleased to share with you, Ms. Shenoy, that the company has been investing aggressively on technology across the last few years. As shared by the chairman, Dr. Shah, in his speech, we have been investing in what we call the Logi1 ecosystem, which is a comprehensive technology suite which combines technology for all our different services and allows you to integrate across them. This allows us to also optimize those services and together solutions for our clients. We have introduced most of the individual components of it, and we are obviously in the process of completing that first round of development, and we'll continue to invest in that. Our vision is to ensure that as an integrated solution provider, we have the best integrated technology stack, which creates strong visualization and allows our customers to optimize their supply chains. And that investment is well under the way. We complement those investments in terms of business IT with a set of enterprise IT services. That includes SAP, which we use. We use SAP for our accounting and control functions across the entire group. So MLL, all its subsidiaries, almost all the subsidiaries use SAP. We also have common systems for HR management across all the subsidiaries as well. So the impetus on driving technology remains very strong across the company. And that is also, as an extension of that, we also run a large incubator program, the leading incubator program in the logistics industry, which allows our business not to just think inside out on technology, but also allows a lot more fresh thinking to keep coming into our business from a tech perspective. So that remains very actively there, and we'd love if you would like to see a little bit more about our technology. We'd love to actually have an opportunity to share that with you as well. I think Ms. Shenoy also had some questions on long-term growth, which I think given several shareholders actually had that question, we'll try and address that together in a little bit. I think moving on to the next question from the next speaker, Mr. Manjeet Singh. I think Mr. Manjeet Singh had some interesting observations, and I'm thankful to him for bringing those to our attention. I think he had a specific question around how many jobs are being created and the Seno Holdings impact. I think the Seno Holdings joint venture I already talked about on an earlier question, but we are very upbeat about that. We think that as an customer segment, that segment is probably has a total demand of around $2 to $3 billion, and we have a very low market share in that segment. So we believe with this partnership, we'll be able to bring in customer and domain knowledges, which will actually help drive our acceleration and penetration in that segment quite actively. Mr. Singh also had a question on new jobs created. So I think the way we look at jobs obviously is three parts to it, Mr. Singh. There is obviously direct employment in the company, which I shared earlier on to Ms. Lekha's question. We have around 5,200 employees in the company across the board. I think more importantly is the impact we have in terms of the third party associates we have, right, and these are people who work through our contract partners in our warehouses, in our delivery services, and so on. And that number is close to around 22,000 people every year. We are adding 1,000 to 2,000 people into that network through the year, and many of them are coming and giving a job for the first time. We also hire people for seasonal requirements. So that's the first part of our job creation. The second one is, as the company continues to expand new locations, we obviously add employment in each of those locations. So I think as Dr. Shah mentioned in his comments, we have close to 1,000 locations now. Right, that's gone from 170 locations 5 years ago. So as that increase happens, we start providing employment and job creation across the country. And the third area which we obviously provide employment for or empower employment or opportunities is around the driver community. We have really close to 17 to 18,000 active vehicles in our fleet, which kind of do around 45,000 trips a month. And obviously those people, along with the driver pilots for that, the helpers, maintenance staff, etc., are all essentially indirectly being fueled by the work your company is doing. I hope that provides you an overview of what we are doing. I think Mr. Singh also had a question on the impact of GST. I think the broad impact of GST, I think, is kind of a positive one. Right, it will obviously reduce the cost of fuel for our customers. Because they can obviously take benefit of GST, and of course it actually helps logistics companies and transport companies because it actually allows us to get input credit. So I think more important strategically, it'll also start addressing the important question on the cost of logistics, which we talk about actively as a nation, that if we want to help the country grow, then we have to reduce the cost of logistics in our country. So those are all the positives. Obviously, there are challenges as well in terms of system readiness, in terms of transition management, and so on. And we, as I know, probably many of us in the industry have given representation on this earlier as well to bring fuel into GST. And I'm sure someday if it happens, it will be a really positive move for the economy. We believe for the economy and for the sector as a whole. Right, it also will improve formalized practices today, which exist there'll be lesser incentive to do pilferage and so on and so forth, which I think will also be empowered by that. Right, I think Mr. Singh had comments on the B2B Express business, which are queries which I think I've already answered in terms of the strategic relevance of the business. Bharat Rajgaru, thank you for your comments. I think you had no specific questions, so I will pass them on, and I think similarly, I think for Mr. Rajesh Chenani as well, I think thank you for your comments. I think one of the questions consistently, which I think 5 or 6 members have asked us, is what are our growth plans for the next 2 to 3 years? I think when we, as outlined in the annual report and reiterated by the chairman's speech, I think at Mahindra Logistics, the vision is to build an integrated logistics company. What we mean by that is a company which provides our customers, the maximum coverage of the logistics spend. By doing that, we think we can then integrate those services and remove waste for our customers. Because in India, there's a lot of hand waste in the handoff between these services. To that extent, I think over the last 5 years, the company has aggressively built the capability. Right, we have actually invested in building networks, right, and scaling them up, and making scale profitable. Right, and therefore, at this stage, I think as we stand today, the dominant focus in the company is to actually try to increase, is to execute better, and drive better go-to-market synergy. And we think those two big levers will actually drive a lot of growth for us in the short term. In a different way, I think this is a race between 4 or 5 cars. I think we've got the 4 or 5 cars lined up now. We have to execute that better. And I think what will drive growth for us over the next few years is three things, which I think were covered in the path to profitability. The first one is driving more synergy across our services. The 4 or 5 services we have built active positions now comprise 80 to 85% of our large customers' logistics spend. So by integrating to we're actually in a very good position if we can, if we can drive an accelerated go-to-market, which drives synergy between these. Within that, plus a shift towards solutions, where we can actually improve the productivity of our customer supply chain, will drive significant revenue growth. We hope that each of these businesses, the third-party contract logistics business, will grow, right, and will see acceleration in smaller businesses, which will help us achieve that revenue growth of around 10,000 crores. Also, as we start scaling up these businesses, we have obviously invested in smaller businesses. There is an investment curve then to scale them up, right? And as we finish scaling those businesses, I think we should start seeing the positive flow through in terms of earnings. I think we have started seeing that, and the results we announced today, I think we saw our smaller businesses actually have started showing that continued momentum. And together with that, I think we should start seeing a strong runway in terms of growth. So over the next 2 to 3 years, I think the plan is not really about doing too many new things. It's not about doing different things. It's about doing things differently. And we think if we did that well and we kind of execute the strategy which we've already laid out, that should set the focus not only on accelerated growth and value creation, but also empower the communities and other stakeholders we serve. With that, I would like to thank you all for your questions. I hope I've been able to address all of those. I think, if there are any other questions which have been raised in the chat box which we have not been able to cover, I will work with Mr. Jignesh Parekh's team and we will revert back to you. Thank you for all your compliments and best wishes and your continued support. And with that, I hand it over back to the chairman, Dr. Anish Shah.
Thank you, Ram. With this, we come to the end of the meeting. I would request shareholders who have not yet voted to cast their votes. The e-voting will continue for 15 minutes after the meeting. The scrutinizer, after conclusion of voting at this meeting, shall first count the votes cast at the meeting and thereafter unblock the votes cast through remote e-voting with the assistance of 2 witnesses who are not in employment of the company. The scrutinizer shall make a consolidated scrutinizer's report of the total votes cast in favor and against. I am severally authorizing Mr. Rampraveen Swaminathan, Managing Director and CEO, or Mr. Saurabh Taneja, Chief Financial Officer, or Mr. Jignesh Parekh, the Company Secretary, to receive the scrutinizer's register, report on e-voting and other related papers with requisite details, and also to countersign the scrutinizer's report upon receipt of the same and declare the results. The results of the remote e-voting, aggregated with the results of e-voting at this AGM, along with the scrutinizer's report, shall be communicated to BSE Limited and National Stock Exchange of India Limited, where the equity shares of the company are listed, and will also be placed on the company's website and on the website of NSDL e-voting agency and displayed at the registered office and corporate office of the company within prescribed timelines. I thank each one of you for your presence and support at the meeting. I thank our directors, the management team, our employees, our business associates, customers, and the government for the continued support extended to the company. I thank our statutory auditor, secretarial auditor, registrar, share transfer agent, NSDL, the e-voting agency, the scrutinizer, and all teams who have contributed in making this event a success. I hereby declare the proceedings as closed and concluded on completion of e-voting by members, which is 15 minutes from now. Thank you all and stay safe.